coming.
What are you going to do if I come parachuting in when you're out there surfing?
Well, and I'll know everything hit the fan up here, because I know that if you're not doing your daily radio show, then the United States don't exist anymore.
Now, is my bunker ready next to your bungalow?
I don't know. You know, I'll tell you that Baja, my neighbor Fernando, he had to dig a 40-foot well down there, and it took him 6 months, but it would have taken him a year had there been good waves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, we're going to come back and take phone calls, but right now, let's get into the global warming episode.
Okay.
I mean, just give us a little taste of that.
Well, the big thing on global warming to me is this cap and trade legislation. It's nothing but bait and switch. It's a legislation that's designed to make money, not to solve the problem. And if global warming is indeed a problem, then why is the solution simply money-making that does nothing to address the actual problem? And that's the key of what we try to expose in this, is the cap and trade legislation for what it is, and the fact that there are 30,000 people with PhDs and science degrees that simply are not buying into global warming, and it doesn't seem to be that they get any type of their opinion is not being aired at all.
Well, that's right.
It's a very one-sided opinion.
Well, yeah, when Al Gore says all scientists agree it's man-made, and then you find out that actually the majority say it's driven by the sun and by nuclei from space causing cloud condensation. I mean, I'm not going to give away who you interview in the film, but this is going to be a powerful death blow, one more nail in the coffin against the greenies that want to tax us. I mean, it's come out that Al Gore has made over $1 billion so far off this. I mean, he owns a cap and trade company that you've got to buy carbon credits from. I mean, how obvious is this?
Well, again, it comes down to the legislature. Whether I'm not a scientist, Alex, so I'm not going to beat my head against the wall on whether it's real or not. But a good way to look at things is always view something not from what someone says, but from what someone does. And the cap and trade legislation is fraudulent, because you can have a company that's supposedly polluting. They don't have to change at all. They can simply pay money and buy other people's and trade so that till they get under, and they'll still pollute the same, but then they'll be able to say that they're not. Well, that right away is fraudulent, and if that's fraudulent, then what else is fraudulent?
I tell you, that's a key point. Take the weakest part of their argument, break their neck right there. That's why we love you, Governor. Stay with us.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Hey folks, this is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about OxySilver, the world's most advanced silver hydrosol that Dr. Horowitz says can make risky vaccines and antibiotics avoidable. You've heard Dr. Leonard Horowitz and others urge vaccination avoidance. Instead, use vitamin C, D, and OxySilver, along with Zeolife for broad-spectrum detoxification. Using NASA science, OxySilver is nanosilver covalently bonded to water. OxySilver safely electrocutes pathogens, oxygenates for faster healing, then delivers a 528 hertz frequency homeopathic-like energy that Dr. Horowitz proves is fundamental to life and recovering health. He also recommends Zeolife for blood cleansing and GI Flora Pro as a probiotic for intestinal immunity. Help others and earn extra income. Become a Healthy World affiliate free online. To order OxySilver or to find out more, visit oxysilver.net. That's OXY silver.net. Or call about OxySilver, Zeolife, and GI Flora Pro toll free at 1-888-KO-GERMS. That's 1-888-KO-GERMS. Do it now.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, in this 5 minutes, we're going to get into secret societies, Manchurian Candidate, and Big Brother. The 3 episodes we haven't given you a little teaser on. It premieres December 2nd, TruTV. Tell everybody about it, folks, because I think this is going to be the not just fairest, but leaning towards our view of any television show ever on mainstream TV. I think this is a bellwether because the establishment's beginning to realize that they've become obsolete by never discussing this information. So television's losing ratings and the internet's exploding. Governor Jesse Ventura, getting into Manchurian Candidate, secret societies, Big Brother. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, I guess let's go Manchurian Candidate. This one's going to be this one is a very terrifying show. We all know that MK Ultra was real. The documents state so there's no gray area there, that the government was in the business back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s of attempting to control people's minds and attempting to manipulate them and to use them to their advantage, both militarily and whatever. Well, all indications are that those programs have been re-ramped up again and they're back on a high level again. And that being said, that's what the Manchurian Candidate deals with, of course, and that we've all heard the story. One of the interesting things I'll say is the guy who shot John Lennon fits it perfectly, Mark David Chapman, because contrary to popular belief, Chapman was no Beatles fanatic. If you go back in his history, in fact, his favorite artist was Todd Rundgren, who's hardly a Beatle. And when he shot Lennon, he had three ways to escape immediately: Central Park, down into the subways, and then just get lost with everybody. Instead, he stepped back in the shadows and started reading the book The Catcher in the Rye,
which is a classic mind control. When they torture them under the drugs in one of the systems, they then become obsessed with the trigger word. When McVeigh got pulled over, he said, "Get the chip out of me," and was foaming at the mouth. And then the most famous mind control scientist ever, Jolyon West, was his doctor with him every day until the day he was executed. And I'll tell you this, Governor, studying the Fort Hood shooting, I can't say it was a mind control, but it has every earmark. He's a psychiatrist. The FBI and CIA were...
Funny you should say that, Alex, because amazingly, when it first happened, scarily, that's the first thing that popped into my head. Unbelievable that you say that, because that's the exact first thing that popped into my head when I first heard about the Fort Hood shootings, and when I started then reading about the whole situation, how the guy never had it in his background.
And then now the CIA and FBI are watching him, and he has this fake history that suddenly began, and then commanders and people said bust him, and they wouldn't do it. Same thing with 9/11. Then he's a psychiatrist. He has that whole history. And once you've studied mind control, he just fits. Every piece fits. And I wouldn't say this last week. I mean, I knew that was going on Thursday. But now more and more of the pieces are coming out. And, man, the hair on the back of my neck just stands up.
Anyway, enough Manchurian. What are the last two shows?
Okay, we got to go to break. We're going to come back and briefly get into secret societies and
Big Brother watching.
Big Brother. So we'll talk about that. But, Governor, in the 45 seconds we've got, tell us about your book, Don't Start the Revolution Without Me.
What about it?
Well, no, just how folks can get it. It's been a bestseller.
Oh, hell, I don't know. It's still in the bookstores, and I guess you can get it over the internet yet. I've been so involved in this thing, I haven't even thought about the book for months.
Well, I just wanted to plug your book because it's a good book.
Oh, thank you. And it's still out there. I was actually in the Minneapolis airport the other day, and I saw copies there for sale. So it's a book that it's got a lot of my heart and soul in it. I wrote it, on my trips to Mexico and all that. And it includes my wife, and it tells you about my years in office, and it'll give you a great insight into how I think.
Absolutely. Okay, the two final episodes briefly, and your phone calls for Governor Jesse Ventura giving us the exclusive. We'll be right back.
Have you ever wanted to generate your own supply of electrical power? If so, this is going to be the most important message you will ever hear. Solar-powered generators are now available from Solutions from Science in Thompson, Illinois. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving electrical power when you need it most. Unlike gas generators, a solar generator runs quietly, emits no fumes, and produces electricity for free. It's like having an electric power plant running quietly in your own home. Run sump pumps, shortwave radios, computers, and even keep food from spoiling. Whether it's hurricanes, ice storms, brownouts, or blackouts, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. When the power goes out, you'll be ready. With a solar-powered generator from Solutions from Science. Go to mysolarbackup.com and get off the grid today. That's mysolarbackup.com. Or call 877-327-0365. 877-327-0365. Don't wait. Call today.
Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want?